What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Immobile, his 88 version. So he is coming in at just over 40,000 coins and more than likely will drop as we go through lining rounds. He obviously already had an 88 version in terms of the, I think he's the Europa card. I want to say he's 111k, and really the only difference is you've knocked off one passing compared to that version and you've gained one strength. He is a 3-star, 4-star, coming in, like I say, about 41,000 at the moment. High medium, 6'1", so quite a big striker, kind of more of your hold off striker more than anything, who has got a lethal foot on him. He has got outside of the foot shot, which is always fantastic for them every other opportunities that you can go with. Obviously we've gone with the engine, with his finishing being so high already. It is nice to get that little bit of a pace increase, but then also get that agility balance, because I think that is going to be key for him. He's got great composure. Passing short wise is not terrible. Strength wise I'd expect a little bit better, but again, not necessarily terrible. Stamina is good enough, I'd say, and even his pace, to be honest, with a 5 increase taking it up to 92, you'll end up with 90 acceleration and 93 sprint speed. That for me is actually quite decent for somebody who's 6'1", and as well, like, looking at his shooting, you can't argue with any of it. He's going to be a big shooter. Hopefully we can get a few shots with him and get a few decent goals. I reckon outside of the box is going to be no problem. So let's jump in to Immobile, see if he's worth just over 40,000 coins at this moment in time. Immobile! Oh, nearly. Can we find Immobile in the box? We're not. We're going to go far post, which definitely is not where I kind of pressed. Oh, gets it into his feet. Doesn't necessarily get the proper shot off. Can we get the header though? Nearly. Insigne is going to go for the volley and check with a monster save. Immobile is fantastic at holding that ball up. Really, really nimble player. I must admit the engine must have done absolute wonders for this card, because he's just controlling that ball better than anything I've seen from a bigger striker like himself. Oh, has he got inside? No, he's off. Little 1-2 with Immobile to Salah. Keeper's going to probably come out at some point. Goes for the finesse, and Messi's going to tap it home to make it 1-1. Immobile to Salah again. It's just constant down the wings. Going to pass it in. Find the block in and nearly gets it in there. It's a beautiful little set piece. And Immobile is going to go for the volley, and that is a wonderful first goal you can score. The defender is in no man's land and he lets him absolutely strike it. And that's the sort of thing with these sorts of strikers, that's a finish and a half, is that they have got incredible finishing. May not be able to kind of get on target or kind of get in them positions loads of times due to obviously the stature just not necessarily being meta as such, but if you give him half a chance, he can take it all the way for you. Good defending from Immobile. Gonna try and find a ball into Messi there. Just get it away as quick as possible. Oh, Immobile can head the ball, can't he? It's an absolute wonderful finish, and he's going for it again. Koyonde is going to get him to the ball there, though. Oh, it's a big ball, and he manages to win the head, but unfortunately can't push it in the direction of the goal. So going into the overall for Immobile then. So he's coming in 88 rated. Like I said, as you can see, there is very, very little between the two. Both of them tradable, so obviously you kind of can argue which one you want to go for. Personally, don't know if Lazio did get the upgrade or not, so that may kind of depend on his price there. I'm pretty sure there's only a +1 or 2 upgrade that he can get, so whether he actually did, and it'd be interesting to see, because if they played tonight, then obviously that means, or they might be playing tomorrow. If they are playing tomorrow, they have got, we keep scrolling, they've got Galatasaray at 8 o'clock. So there is a potential they still can go up by the looks of it then, because I can imagine if he didn't have the chance, that card would have plummeted by now. So I can imagine there is still a chance of an 89 at the least, which makes the 88, again, a little bit less than that card. Obviously, the dynamic's pretty nice on him. I kind of prefer it to that design personally. And in terms of what you're getting from the card, I think he is an okay striker, nothing really too fancy. I think Immobile comes to life in his team of the season. That's personally where I think he hits almost his prime for me, because he is massively upgraded. We've got good agility balance then, the pace is just increased by max, shooting is pretty much maxed out, a lot more physicality, he's more of an kind of all-round striker as such, whereas now he's a big body type. Even though he has got a little bit of agility balance on him, especially with the engine, he still has that moments where he's just not going to produce a solo goal. He's more of a two-person striker. He's not necessarily going to do it on his own, and that's just natural. With somebody like this, you want somebody a little bit quicker, maybe somebody with a bit kind of like smaller as such, somebody who's going to get in between all the defenders, very similar to like a Ben Yedder. You need somebody weaving and ducking, and then he can be either on the edge of the box going for that smash or getting himself on that head in the box, because he's cracking at that. We did see a fantastic goal from him, a volley and a half to be honest, but it is getting more increasingly difficult within Elite to actually use these cards and use them well, because we have got top end players, and I'm not the top end of Elite by any chance. I'm probably bottom at the very minimum, so to then you go and use a completely different team, try and fit in an inform that is just not ahead of the curve compared to the Mbappes, the Ronaldos, Ginolas, this guy had R9, he had a Kocha. There is a lot of good players in there, so to then go against them, it makes it a little bit more difficult to showcase the master kind of piece of what the striker does. But I think what I'm going to do going forward is try and go for friendlies as well. Try and go for different game modes when the inform isn't quite there. Because if I used, for instance, using somebody, if we look at the team of the week, like if we went for Griffo, he is not going to beat Mendy, he's not going to beat Davis, he's just not going to beat many people. So using him in elite rivals is just never going to work. Whereas using somebody like Coman, he's got a shot. He's a high rated card, good stats. Even Immobile, to be honest, he is a nice card, but when it comes against some very big opponents, it just sometimes just doesn't work out. That being said, Immobile, you can definitely see the potential in him. Obviously being pretty much the same rating as 88, I feel like there is very, very little difference between them, because it is just one passing for one physical. Overall wise for him, I'd be looking somewhere around about the 8 out of 10 mark now. I think he's got a cracking shot. Pace is definitely surprising. Not too quick, but definitely surprising at the minimum. Dribbling, actually quite nice. He does manage to turn on the ball, which is always good. And the composure is fantastic. Heading is a wonderful gift that he's got. Would again love to see that being upgraded. And I would love to see a little bit more on his kind of strength and aggression. I think that definitely needs to be bumped up a hell of a lot to make him really, really hold up that ball against some of the better defenders. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.